Welcome. Today we're going to cover attitude and responsibility. This is a golden ground rules. It means it is a path to personal enlightenment. Simply put, becoming a better human. Welcome. We are here to learn together, heal ourselves, and reclaim our true power within. We are not here to save anyone or fight against any forces. We are not here to fix anyone but ourselves. We are not here to be a saver or to become a follower, but to follow yourself. You need to take the first step to discover who you really are. Because no one, even your mother, can do it for you. Let's take a look. Do you know the attitude is your core programming? Let's talk about this. Everyone got an attitude toward life. Yes? It is a core programming that each and every one of us has and learns every day. It runs in the background. This is how we experience our lives and our realities. Everybody has a slightly different programming. So this is why the people perceive reality differently. My reality is different from yours because the programming running is different. Or let's say it's not exactly the same. For example, if a life seems to be unfair and filled with suffering, this is one type of an attitude programming that you're running. So if you wish to live life with joy and love, you will need to run that corresponding programming daily. Does it make sense? A lot of the time, we have a multiple programmings exchanging continuously. So it's not necessarily we have a consistent life view moment to moment. Rather, we have a different program show up and run a prompt as if it's triggered by something. So let's say you are normally a happy person, but bang, something happened. You see the news, you met someone, you overheard something, and a different program runs. And your perception, your feeling toward the reality change. So attitude programming is something very important because that's how you experience your life. By having the right attitude programming or a set of right attitude programming is a key to experience the life you planned, or let's say life you desire. So you may ask, is my core programming right for me? It is funny because if you're in it, it is very difficult to see yourself objectively, like in this picture, right? Because you are the one observing, capturing the reality. Look, this is a pretty interesting thing you see. This is your world. Not knowing you are in a little bottle in a vast ocean. Perhaps this little girl is pretty clever and a cool experience, but not knowing she's in a little bottle. So you can see clearly once you're done with a program, you look back, that was me. You will see pros and cons perhaps. While you're on it, running the program, others can see your program more clearly. So let's go back and look your life 3 years ago, 5 years ago, perhaps 10, 20. Try to find out how you perceive your life, reality back then, and compare that to yourself now. Can you see the difference? Let's talk about the preference versus harmful programs next. There are harmful programmings out there that I want you to be aware. Now, it is okay to have a preference. I prefer to see this reality in this way. It is quite different from other things tell you this is how reality should be. Do you understand its subtle difference? The one is your preference coming from your inner core. The other one is something else telling you how you're supposed to see these things in a certain way. Now, some of those are okay. It's built for us to protect ourselves. But some of them bring more disharmonic energy into our life, in our mind, in our body, and it manifests as dis-ease. So let's take a look at it. Am I under any harmful programmings now? I'm gonna list just the main things. One of the most prevalent one is needs and wants. The constant sensation of feeling that I need something, I need this, oh, I need that too. It needs and also want. I want the certain things. It is okay coming in as inspiration, but sometimes seem to be relentless. It is constant needs and wants that seem to not cease. It's keep coming and kind of stress ourselves, stress our system. Now that actually turned into victimizer program. There seems to be the trend, reoccurring theme, the feeling that becoming a victim in a situation, and that seemed to be coming back. Maybe the different person, a different situation, different event happened to put you in a victim position or a victimizer position. That is a very severe programming, especially run within and among the people who are in a spiritual development path. It is kind of ironic to be viewed by the collective who decided not to pursue any spirituality, denying any spiritual element of a human. So those people are, that again, those people who so-called spiritual, look at them, how chaotic that is, how less human or less moral behavior going on there, right? I am exaggerating an example, but it is a prevalent program in a spiritually developing people. So I want you to be aware. There is a program bring a chaos into your field. For example, a lot of random thoughts popping up throughout the day kind of distract you from your main path. And sometimes it's quite violent or sexual nature or terrify you. But some of them, it's so-called negative thoughts. Something inserted in your mind, you just experience your life as is, and all of a sudden, these negative thoughts come in and kind of put you in a dark place and just come very sudden. And it feels so connected to your emotion, you start to owning those thoughts and those emotions. Since you don't know where it came from, you start to owning and stay in the same position. That could lead to more chaos and fragmentation of consciousness. Now there is some other program, again, targeted to the spiritually developing people. It's called savior programming. Please save me, my God. Please save myself, right? Ask forgiveness or seek guidance from so-called external entity, could be God, Lord, or angel. It is nothing bad to ask for help, but if it is coming from or turn this action or behavior turn into the following, it become a problem. I am not worthy. I am helpless. I am powerless. So I need to ask you, or I need your guidance, permission, for example. And sacrificing yourself in the name of religion is an extreme case. And this is a kind of ultimate goal for the people to giving up their own inner strengths or inner light to something else out there. A sexual disharmony. This is a tricky one. It targets not just spiritually developing people, the community, and then also highly intelligent and spiritual people. It is so deep. I don't have a time here to describe each and every one of those. It's going to be something else. But I want you to be aware to kind of to check. You don't need to go into deep in each one of them, but just check to see any of those kind of ring a bell to you. And you just simply need to take a look closely. Take a look at it in a very objective manner. Just put this on a parking lot in a visible place. As it comes up, I'm going to deal with this. You just decide. That's all. Then you ask the following question. How often do I experience this myself and through others? That's the important thing. So experiencing yourself. Okay, I have this victim program running into me. That is the one thing. And also, you sing in your friend and family repeatedly. Okay, so that is also important lesson. If you don't have any of these things inside or embedded within your reality, you're actually the DNA template. You will not go in to notice those people. So if you seeing interact often with people who has those programs, that is something that you also have. Okay, so it is a good time to take a look at it. That's interesting because I know those people. They're actually quite actually one of my family member or a good friend of mine. There is some hint, right? So those are learning material, working around you constantly. So take advantage of it. Bring that closer to you. What this individual, what this event telling me, what can I learn from? Which part of me required healing? That is the attitude you probably want to have. The other things I told you, other people see your programming more clearly. So it is interesting or quite educational and revealing how your friend and family describe you, right? This is something that you could ask bluntly if you are sure that they're going to tell you the truth. Or it just be very notice how they describe you to other people. It probably pop up in a conversation. And maybe this time you're more open to listen to what they say, right? Now, I would like to talk a little bit about this harmful programming. According to pre-ancient teaching, the harmful programmings have been prevalent in humanity from evolving back to wholeness. It is mainly due to the collective attitude, the mass attitude programming running in our heads. So this is going on at the individual level, But according to pre-ancient teaching, it is a mass programming. So we are collectively experiencing this over and over. Well, what does it mean? It is, you probably heard of law of attraction. The like attracts like. So by engaging in chaotic thoughts, we attract the more chaotic frequency patterns. From an energetic standpoint, this is a reducing order, meaning that we push ourselves away from source. It means evolving back to wholeness. So evolving and merging yourself with God or divinity or source, however those explanation or enlightenment paths, all those things is basically teaching you how to bring yourself back to harmonious wholeness. So evolving back to wholeness is becoming more healthy and becoming more well and becoming merging yourself with a higher identity. It is all the good things. But more of the chaotic thoughts, chaotic event, it continue to fragment our consciousness and taking our energy, consciousness away from the work to put ourselves back together in healing and evolving back. So we are collectively experiencing this reducing order. So wow, this is a kind of uphill battle, isn't it? So let's hold the thoughts, right? And secondly, both attitude, which is a core programming running in the background, and the thoughts pattern, which is energy we create in mind, are both recorded onto our DNA template. So this DNA template is where the DNA, chemical DNA, manifests from. The scientists call dark matter. It is actually made of light and sound. We can see it. It looks like a dark, but it's something there. So we call dark matter. But it is a template for our chemical DNA to manifest from. So it is a blueprint. Okay. So this core programming, which is how we perceive our reality, experience life, and every thought we have, which is actually a pattern of energy. That things, right, those two things both recorded back into our DNA. So what happened is, as more we encode these things, energy imprint back into our blueprint of DNA, this blueprint of DNA eventually go into manifest into the chemical DNA, okay? And then the chemical DNA will express and it will project out as, yes, this is, but also project out as a part of the reality we create. So it becomes self-fulfilling prophecy. Do you know how this energy works? This like attracts like, becoming a far more strong connection that it's very difficult to break from, especially we are continuing to reprogramming our DNA from the DNA template, the blueprint. So it is a little bit deep work required to shift this out of more of the wholeness and back to the desired reality we wish to experience. So I hope you understood. It is a individual work is very critical, but also this a collective mass programming affecting all of us also needed to be addressed at some point, right? For all of us to experience more joyful, harmonious reality. So chaotic thought pattern, right? It began kind of like this. We actually really emit those chaotic energy all around us. And then also sometimes, some people manifest in a physical realm. Actually, this doesn't look very chaotic. It looks pretty fun as you focus on each and one of them. But you know what I mean, try to convey the message here. It consists of random thoughts, and then also the flow of thought being stuck. there's a certain thoughts or certain things continuously coming up, and you just can't let go. You just can't let go, and just start controlling your life. Like washing your hands like 100 times, and just make sure it's being locked. Keep going back, or obsessing to certain things that can take up a lot of the time in a day. That kind of things. Also, some negative fragment thoughts when tend to daydream and just catch yourself. Oh, wait a minute, what am I daydreaming? I thought it was a happy thought in a cloud in the sky, turn it to something else, right? Or confused state. Sometimes some people are state of confusion. It just like running around, and it just feel like always behind, or like a beyond the curve or something. Try to stay above the water. That kind of a feeling. It just doesn't feel good. Kind of state of confusion. That bring more of the same energy. Now talk about helpful programming. And you need to think, we need to know about the power of thoughts, how powerful this thought is. Because the thoughts affect the structural integrity. Each thought emotion has a particular scalar wave pattern. So the thought you hold, especially the intention and emotions, another strong one, have a very strong, it's called scalar wave pattern. It's energy signature. What does it mean is following. As you could see, this study experimented by Dr. Emoto, the Japanese scientist, who study how water hold the particular energy signature and be able to show that your emotional or thought pattern. Let's take a look at this. When you speak to the water, and then also intent with emotion and filled with thankfulness. Thank you so much. It prayed with a group of the people toward the water, and quickly freeze to the point where, so you could see under the special microscope. So you could see that each of those high frequency thoughts and emotion, it comes with very ordered, the structure. It looks beautiful and it looks appealing. And by looking at the structure, make you feel a higher state of emotion or the sensation. A lot of people agree that those are beautiful structure, right? Compared to other structure or chaotic structure, for example, this structure, and look at this structure or those. This is kind of interesting. Now, this is a kind of a very telltale story. This is something Dr. Emoto does. He visited many places that water are undrinkable before. But after the prayer, the water be able to pass qualification, it's safe to drink. This is the same water, but after the prayer, look at this structural change. I'm showing this because this is something tangible and visible, and you actually could see and feel without having scientific knowledge. So the more light structural pattern you have or you can hold, the more frequency you can draw from unified field. When I say unified field, it's the same thing that has a structural integrity. So when you accrete, draw those well-structured, highly intelligent structure like this into your auric field, into your body, you are progressively heal yourself, and you're getting closer to be able to hold those type of structure around you and embody yourself, and then be able to evoke bring back more higher identity. So those are helpful programming. Okay, I got this. I like to have this helpful programming. Now, before we go into the helpful programming, I would like to explain the following. There's a particular way you could heal and talk to your template. Your DNA template inherit those are disorganized chaotic energy, right? How are you going to heal your template? Okay. So we talk about random and incoherent thoughts running in your head, putting a chaos into your life. It reduces our greatness and make us act reactive to situation. Yeah, we got that. So let's do this. At this moment of now, at this moment of now, bring your consciousness here and now by saying this. At this moment of now, I accept my responsibility to become who and what I am. I accept my responsibility to become who and what I am. I am this I am. So just like a cat looking at the mirror, this moment of now, I am this I am. Let us go bow to I am. I am here now. I am here now. You just like bring your emotion now. You know, maybe you're upset or you're angry. I just downloaded those information. Oh, what heck? Damn it. I am this I am. I am here now. I'm here to heal. I'm here to evolve back to wholeness. I don't care what other people say. It doesn't matter what I'm going through now. I don't care how old I am, which gender I belong, you know, what kind of color of skin I have, whatever that is, kind of come into your head and kind of those kind of negative thoughts will contract you, you know, back to the little ball. No, I am an unlimited being. And use your emotion, you know, coming from your core. And then bow to I am. I am this I am. Look at you. It doesn't need to use a mirror. Look at yourself with your inner eye. Feel your body, feel your core, feel your emotion coming up. Embrace it and say, I am this I am. This is called linguistic template reprogramming. It uses sound and heal and reprogram your core, your DNA template. Okay, it goes deep, not just here and experience now me. It actually the things you're built from, the blueprint, sound, your own sound, and your feeling and an emotion coming from your core. That is how you change it. Now, antidote of all those things is your connection to source. The ultimate remedy for these harmful programmings is absolute love. Absolute love felt. And also you can hold by merging yourself with the power of source and God. By deciding to choose the right programming, we progressively accrete and hold a higher frequency. So we become the force of a harmonizer and invisible to those harmful programs. The following 12 attitudes will help us re-examine this attitude programming running in your background and perhaps eliminate negative programming that might be running undetected. Let's take a look at them together. 12 attitude.